there everybody, this is Brian Ewald. I'm here today at the PRS factory in Stevensville, Maryland, having a look at the HDRX 50-watt amplifier. This amplifier captures the flexibility and balance of the late 60s British-inspired tones in a powerful 50-watt head. The HDRX is a continuation of the popular HXDA amplifiers, featuring a refined control layout and a newly documented authentic Hendrix Touring Circuit. This circuit was heavily inspired by one of Hendrix's personal Woodstock era amps, which Paul Reed Smith and PRS amp designer Doug Sewell were able to study back in 2018. Exactly like the amp that inspired it, they designed it to be clear without being harsh. Of course, it can get very heavy and aggressive, but it's also very easy to roll it back to get very smooth and sweet sounds. It's driven by a pair of EL34 EH power tubes, the best preamp tubes available, and a custom-designed straight-edge output transformer. The HDRX 50 has the documented 100-watt power supply, which makes it sound and, more importantly, feel even more powerful. The power supply and filament design of the HDRX 50 make it extremely quiet. As a matter of fact, there's virtually no hum or hiss to this amplifier. I'm sitting right next to it with it on. As you can see, both volumes are at about 60%. And it's pushing a lot of air in this room right now, as you can hear. The only time I start to notice any hiss is when I max both volumes. And still, it's very, very little considering that this is a 50-watt amp cranked up in a small room. Having a look at the control layout, the HDRX has two independent gain channels or gain stages at the input. It has the treble volume and the bass volume, which you can dial in to varying degrees to achieve a wide variety of sounds, as I've done throughout the playing examples on this demo. However, there's a single input and they're internally bridged, which offers modern convenience. You don't have to jumper multiple inputs as you would on a vintage amp. There's a 3-channel tone stack with treble, middle, and bass, and a presence control on the power stage. This middle toggle switch is a high-mid gain boost. It adds a gain boost specifically in that frequency band. And the bright switch is a 3-position bright switch. All the way up is based off of the mod that Hendrix had on his Woodstock era amp. However, Hendrix ran those amps all the way up. And as the amp is turned down, the effect of the bright switch is more pronounced. So Paul and Doug revoiced it to be a little bit more usable at moderate volume levels. In the middle position is a more traditional bright switch voicing, and all the way down, the bright switch is disengaged. Many of you may be thinking that having an amplifier with this much power and no master volume in this day and age is a bit unnecessary. But not unlike driving a car that's got a ton of horsepower and torque, even when you're going the speed limit, is a completely different feel and very hard to describe until you've had a chance to experience it. Of course, many of the sounds in this amp require you to turn the volumes up to extreme settings. Pairing it with something like this Coke attenuator, like we've done in this demo video, is a great way to achieve all the variety of tones that it has to offer, but keeping your volume reasonable to your environment. PRS offers two cabinet options that pair beautifully with the HDRX amplifiers, a 212 and a 412, both closed back and loaded with Celestion G12 H75 creamback speakers. Made right here in the PRS factory in Maryland, the HDRX 50 is an exhaustive recreation of tone, a celebration of history, and a monument to modern technology. For more information on this amp, or to find a dealer near you, be sure to check out prsguitars.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.